Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers, issue number 5. This is by Udon Comics. I have never heard of this comic publication before, but yeah, this series is awesome. I'm not sure if any of you guys are fans of Street Fighter or Darkstalkers. To be honest, I'm not really all that big a fan of Street Fighter. I mean, I don't hate it, but I never really got into it. Darkstalkers, on the other hand, I'm a huge fan of Darkstalkers, and it always kind of bothered me that like Capcom hasn't made like a new one recently. Like they keep milking the crap out of Street Fighter, and I'm just like, how about making other Darkstalkers? Especially like make another Darkstalkers with the Street Fighter graphics, or better yet, do another Darkstalkers but with hand drawn sprites, kind of like Guilty Gear does. That would be awesome. Yeah, Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers. I don't even want to say it's Street Fighter versus, and more like Street Fighter with Darkstalkers, because the two are actually like working together in a sense. Basically, Jeddah, the main villain, he's in Darkstalkers. He's basically like creating this like god destroyer almost. I don't know how to explain it. Basically, there's this giant baby that when it becomes full grown, will basically annihilate the universe. And Jeddah is kind of helping it grow. And the Street Fighter characters and the Darkstalker characters are sent to this universe that's kind of a in-between between the demon verse and Earth. So basically, picture like a graph. And you have one circle that's Earth, like, you know, the human verse. And then you have another circle that's the demon verse. And then you have those two circles slightly overlapping, and then in between. That in between is where most of the series takes place in. So we start off with Chun-Li, and she's learning martial arts from her master. And a ninja attacks, and her master basically uses violence to kill the ninja. And that's when Chun-Li kind of learns that his teachings could serve a dark purpose. Leads a purpose that leads to a path of violence, pain, and destruction. He taught me how our arts could kill. And because of that, that was like the last time that he was her teacher, because she refused to learn how to kill. She in fact has I guess you can say like a personal, damn it, I don't know what word to use. For anyone who's a fan, for anyone who knows of Naruto, you know how Naruto has his ninja way. Okay, so basically Chun-Li's ninja way is she will never use her martial arts to kill. She'll like use them to like subdue her opponents and take them to jail because she's like a cop, but she would never use them to kill. And of course, that's going to change. We come back to present day, where we have Felicia. I'm gonna show you this panel, and I'm gonna from left to right, I'm gonna point out who these characters are, just in case you guys don't know. So from the left to right, we have Felicia, we have John, Chun-Li, Ken, Elena, Sagat, and Victor. And basically, they're traveling through like a bamboo forest, and they're trying to get to this mountain. Before they get far, they're attacked by Bishamon. And Bishamon is he looks like a demon in a samurai outfit, but Bishamon is actually the samurai outfit itself. What happened was the samurai outfit bathed in so much blood and so much evil that it became sentient. And basically it possesses people to do its bidding. So it's basically a sentient armor, sentient sword. And all it wants to do is just kill people and like drink its blood, kind of. So it's almost like a vampire in a sense. So yeah, Bishamon attacks the group, and the group fights back. And they're able to hold their own at first, but then Bishamon summons basically almost like an army of the dead. It's like an army of all the foes that Bishamon has vanquished throughout the years. So now the group is outnumbered. And as they're fighting, Chun-Li hears a voice of her teacher basically, telling her to, like, follow my voice. And Chun-Li at first doesn't want to because she doesn't want to, like, abandon her friends, but her master, like, convinces her to. And she finds her master, and her master is like, I can help you escape. And then we cut to the human realm, where we see Donovan riding on the giant sword, and the little girl next to him is Anita, and she has powers. And then, of course, we have Lilith and Morgana. And for those who don't know, Donovan is he's a Darkstalker himself. For anyone who doesn't know, Darkstalkers are basically the game's term for demons. So basically, vampires, werewolves, mummies, any other kind of demon, those are all called Darkstalkers. So Donovan is one himself. He's actually a Dhampir. He's half human, half vampire. His quest is basically to hunt down other Darkstalkers. And the reason why he does so is because once his vampire powers awakens, he accidentally killed, like, everyone that he knew and loved. And it was only his hatred for Darkstalkers that, like, that basically kept his humanity in check. So he kind of embraced that hatred of Darkstalkers, and his goal is to go and hunt them all down using his sword. So the group right now is trying to find Akuma from Street Fighter. And the reason they're trying to find Akuma is because they're trying to get into the demon realm, so that they can take on Jeddah and stop his ways. But they don't have, the only way to get into that realm is to have, you need to be strong in the dark powers. And apparently Donovan isn't strong enough, but Akuma is. So they go to Akuma for help. But of course, as soon as Akuma sees them, he, like, wants to fight them. And then we cut back to Chun-Li and her master. And her master kind of tells Chun-Li to escape this realm that you're in and get back to the human realm. You need to complete your training. You need to learn the forbidden techniques. The forbidden techniques are basically the killing intent, the techniques used to kill that Chun-Li refuses to learn, and she still refuses to learn. But her master kind of tells them, like, actually, well, she refuses to learn because A, she doesn't want to learn how to kill, and B, it'll take time to learn, and while that's happening, her friends are being attacked by Bishamon. So her master, like, tells her, like, time bends differently in this place, so we can complete your training in only, like, seconds will pass for your friends. Kind of like the time chamber in Dragon Ball Z, I guess. So he's able to convince Chun-Li to complete the training. So she undergoes the training, and then we cut back to, as she's undergoing the training, we cut back to Donovan and Akuma in that group. And we get a pretty cool fight scene between Donovan and Akuma, basically with Akuma beating up Donovan. And then Lilith is able to implant, Lilith can, like, she knows what's going to happen, and she basically implants what's going to happen into Akuma. And then Akuma realizes that Jeddah and it's the fetus of God. Jeddah and the fetus of God, if they're able to complete their goal, then, like, well, like, for Akuma's whole thing is that he seeks violence, battle, and victory of worthy foes. His whole thing is basically he wants to fight and defeat the strongest foes that he can. And that's, like, that's his only purpose for living. But if Jeddah and this fetus God, if they're able to see their goals through, then there will be no one for Akuma to fight. So he's like, all right, like, I will help you for now, but afterwards I want our rematch. So we cut back to Chun-Li's group, and Chun-Li defeats the huge portion of Bishamon's army of evil, because she has learned the ways of the killing intent, and she's basically about to put those ways into practice against Bishamon when the issue ends. So there's this huge story arc that what I just told you is part of that story arc. And then at the end, there is like maybe 15 pages worth of, like, one-shot stories that don't have anything to do with the overall arc. I'm not going to go over that one just because, well, one, I don't want to go through the whole entire comic, and two, it has no bearing on the actual story arc the main story arc in any ways. But yeah, Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers, I recommend it. If you're a fan of one of the series, like I said, like I'm not too big a fan of Street Fighter, but I am a huge fan of Darkstalkers. So just that is enough for me to love the crap out of this this series. So if you like Street Fighter, or if you like Darkstalkers, or if you like both, you will enjoy this series. Pretty cool fighting. Plus, I love anything with like demons and monsters and horror characters. Like that's the whole reason why I like Darkstalkers, is because basically it's like a love letter to like Universal horror and Hammer film horror figures, which I absolutely am a huge fan of. So yeah, I'm gonna stop the video before I keep gushing, but I highly recommend picking up the series and supporting it. And yeah, I should check out if Udon has done anything else. Maybe Udon is just like part of Capcom. Maybe Udon is like Capcom's comic division or something, because I've never heard of this publication before. But yeah, Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers issue number 5. Thumbs up. Highly recommend it. Pick it up. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys next time. Later.